The fourth evidence of being a true Christian is a true Christian is not of this world. Christians are those who came to understanding that this world is not their home. This life is just a preparation for eternity. Do you consider your life as a preparation for eternity? Or do you consider this world as if this is your home and you actually don't mind about the eternity that's waiting for us? You don't actually have compassion on others. Instead, you want to have an easy life. You want to avoid being persecuted as a Christian. You don't want to go out because you don't want to be persecuted. You don't want to offend others. Let us not be afraid, dear brothers and sisters, of sharing the truth to other people, especially sharing the truth to the people of this world whom we know that they are heading to eternal damnation. Remember that many things in this world are opposed to the will of God. Did you know this? Did you know this as a Christian? If you are a professing Christian, did you know that there are many things or most of the things of this world, if you are not aware, if you are not careful enough, if you are not vigilant enough, that you can actually be attached, and that will actually draw you far away from God, from the Lord. The music of this world. Do you only sing worship songs when you're inside the church or when you are around other believers? And then when you're not around with other believers, when you're on your headset, when you are on your headphones or earphones, you're listening to the music of this world? Actually, to be honest with you, since February of 2017, when the Lord came into my life, all the music that I have stored for so many years. I grew up in a province, and in the province, it's like very, very late when it comes to new technology. I remembered when I first have my phone where I can put music on, like when I was high school that time, I even bought like a 2 GB memory card. I was just like asking worldly songs, rock songs, reggae songs, even love songs that are fleshly, that gratifies the flesh, the love that is not from God, the love that is fleshly. That's what is being stirred up by the most of the love songs of this world. Those kinds of music, actually, all the music that I have been listening to that are not for God. The next day after that night, when I cried everything to the Lord, He heard my cry. He heard me, and by His mercy, the next day, my appetite in those music was gone. I began to download music for God, and even until today, so I praise God for that. That's one of the fruit of the Spirit that He gave me. And when I still hear those music that I was familiar with, those worldly music that I was listening before, I'm not into them anymore. My heart is never drawn in those kinds of music anymore because I know it doesn't please God. That's how the Lord changed my life. That's how the Lord renewed my heart. Not just music, but movies also. I was a movie collector before. I collect movies. I ask movies from my peers. When I first had my a bigger storage of laptop, I fill it with movies. And I really don't want to delete those movies that I collected. But when my storage gets full, I had no choice but to delete them. But then, after that night of February 2017, when I cried out to the Lord and the Lord heard my cry, those movies gone. Games! I got addicted to games before February 2017. The worldly games. The Clash of Clans, I remember that's the game that I was most addicted with before February of 2017. After that night, games gone. Entertainment. I love to be entertained before I came to Jesus Christ. The culture of this world. I believed in many superstitions before because I grew up in a Catholic background. The fame and popularity of this world. When I discovered my gift of music early in high school, when I learned how to play guitar, my dream was to be in a band, in a rock band. And I want to be famous. I want to be popular. I want to please people. I want people to praise me. That's what I desired. After that night, I feel like when I hold the guitar, when I hold an instrument, or when I sing, I understand that the only audience I have is God, the Lord, and no one else. And since that night that the Lord came into my heart, I never indulged in the music, in these worldly passions. In Romans chapter 12, verse 2, it says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." So it is very, very important for us, if we are claiming to be a Christian, we are not like the world. We are not like the rest of the world. And we are not afraid to share the truth to people who are still of this world. We are not of this world. Remember that this world is not our home. This world is just a place, a preparation for our eternity. In 1 John chapter 2 verses 15 to 17 says there, love not the world, or do not love the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. This is actually very true. Everything that is of this world, the system of the world, the mindset of the world, the depraved mindset of the world is not of God. Behind all of that, working is no other than Satan, the one who blinds the minds of the people for them not to see the truth of the gospel.